Yes, he is. Alright. So Samus has returned to 388, the planet of the Metroids. She had wiped them all out before. But what does she find this time? A life form I had never encountered before. This life form is a parasitic organism known as X. So the X infected Samus and caused her to crash, and was just barely recovered in time. And so the X has not only infected her, but it's infected her suit as well, since her suit is partly organic. And so Samus was about to die, but someone found a cure. Using cells from the last Metroid, they were able to make an anti-X vaccine. Hey, Fritz, welcome. So thanks to the vaccine, the X parasite was completely removed from Samus's body. However, her suit is now completely different than it's been up to this point. See, Brodavia says, "What's Kid Among Us spelt backwards?" You know what? I'm not gonna try that because I'm doing a stream right now, but feel free to try that at home, everybody watching. So something strange has happened on the BSL research station. And so Samus is going there in her new ship, along with her new computer, which the Federation is making her use as a condition of getting the ship. And she recalls her other commanding officer. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. Bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. Quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You are unable to use your latent abilities. Don't forget that. Hey, David Torque, welcome! You made it just in time. You skipped all the prologue that I skipped to. And we are on our way. Alright, so I guess I should say, for those unfamiliar with Metroid Fusion but have watched our previous streams, this game is a lot more linear than any other Metroid game. There are some areas where you can kind of go your own path, but for the most part, you have to do whatever the game tells you to. Fortunately, I know where to go and what to do. This is actually the first Metroid game I ever played, which, since it's so linear and I played it so long ago, it actually helped me get better at the other ones. But it is still unfortunate that it couldn't be more open like Super Metroid. It's still a great game, though. I will not deny that. A lot of people don't like it because it's more linear, but I actually think it is really good. So I'm skipping over the computer's dialogue so we can do this faster, but basically what he's saying is that because we got the Metroid vaccine, and the Metroids were the predators of the X, we now cannot get infected by X, and instead they will heal Samus. So you want to absorb the X parasites whenever you see one, because they can not only restore your health, but can also restore Samus's abilities. So I mentioned this before on my last stream, but I was talking about the music a bit, and I honestly think this game has my favorite music in the Metroid series. It's consistently really great. I also think this Metroid game is the best one to control. The controls are so responsive in this one compared to Super, where they're a little floaty. Alright, so now the computer is telling us that we can use missiles if we go to the data room to obtain them. Alright, so we get on our first elevator. There are a lot of elevators in this game, and sometimes when you get in one, you trigger elevator messages. It's just Samus reminiscing about stuff. So she named the computer Adam after a commanding officer that she once served under during her time in the Federation. And we've got the missiles. So electrical interference has knocked out the elevator, so now we have to find another way to get to the target instead of taking the elevator back down. There we go. And of course we have missile tanks scattered around the world, just like in any other Metroid game. It wouldn't be a Metroid game without that. Of course, in this game, since it was originally on the Game Boy Advance, instead of pressing a button to toggle missiles, you have to hold down a button to use them, and then release the button to not use them. Hey, I died! Welcome to the stream! We are making our way to the very first mini-boss. So since this game is more linear, there's also E-tanks that you can just find in the world instead of searching for them. They're just placed there. So I should also say, since this game came out on the Game Boy Advance, a lot of sound effects may be grating on the ears. So keep that in mind when you're listening. so now we can absorb the X that restores the Morph Ball to us. So that means Brodavia has to subscribe again because we got the Morph Ball again. So one cool thing in this game is you can climb up ledges, and when you climb up, you automatically go into Morph Ball if there's a tight corridor that you have to get through. Alright, so basically what our computer's telling us here is that the X broke into natural habitats that were on the station, and they infected all of the animals that were there, and now all the animals are just X parasites pretending to be the animals. So the entirety of Metroid Fusion is divided up into 6 areas, and they're just down here. Alright, so like I was saying, Sector 1 is right here. The whole station is divided into 6 main sectors. Absolutely nothing weird going on, just going to kill some enemies, save the day as you do. And our computer informs us that there is an unknown agent. So the X are currently infecting stabilizers that make the atmosphere more natural. And so we need to take those out. And yes, I died brings up a great point. The SAX is definitely creepy. Alright, so this is what we need to take out. So this area that we're in is meant to replicate the area in Metroid 2. It's like a recreation of Metroid 2's environment. Hey, Hangry with the Naisu achievement, thank you. Probably better to go this way for now. Yes, of course, that is closed off. So like I said, I am mostly familiar with this game, but I have not played it in a couple weeks now, so I should still be good though. can go that way later. And it's the Space Pirates. Or merely X making you think they're the Space Pirates. So yeah, it's pretty interesting story-wise for this game that they basically, in the past 3 games, make you think that the Metroids are the villains, but as it turns out, they're actually not. It was the X the entire time, and the Metroids are there to keep the X from taking over the galaxy. Which I think is a pretty cool twist. So yeah, as I'm sure you can already tell, there's a lot more mobility in this game than in the past few Metroid games. Like, you can climb up stuff, you could jump from different things, you can walk across the ceiling, or I guess I don't know what that motion would be. There's also a lot more like destructible environments in this game too. And I see Hangry is now filling up the chat. Chozo should have told someone that the terror name is actually... Yes. Yeah, they probably should have told someone. And hey, speaking of the Chozo, we've got a Chozo statue. Whoops. Oh well. I was hoping we'd get to actually use a Chozo statue, but it was merely a trick. So yeah, basically the X are pretending to be all the things that they are familiar with from the surface of planet SR-388. There we go. So now we have the charge beam, which means we can do this. Alright, and that is all stabilizers. So we are now good for this area, and we can move on to the next one. And yeah, I said this for the last stream, I'll say it again here, I am not doing a 100% run. I am simply going to beat this game as fast as I can, and occasionally stopping at save points, so in case I die, we don't have to do everything over. So you can see that if you kill certain numbers of X parasites at once, they can regroup and form something else. Alright, so now we should make our way to section 2, which is all tropical themed. And Samus has another reflection about the past. Again, none of this is really that important. She's just wondering if she can trust her new computer, which is still very confusing to her. It's an X mimicking you. Flashback. The SAX. The SAX is mimicking you at full power. You can't currently face it. Don't even think about fighting it. And since we had a Metroid vaccine, we're still very susceptible to cold temperatures, just like how Metroids can be killed if you freeze them first. So in order to get to this data room, we first have to disable the lock leading to the data room. And the game does not show you where on the map the lock is located, so you have to find it yourself. Which is a pretty cool idea, but again, once you know where it is, it's still pretty linear. There's not like alternate paths you can take to get to it. And here we are. This is the security room. And we'll disable the first type of lock, so any door that's blue we can go through. And there are more of these security rooms throughout the game, so look forward to those. And we can't currently go that way because we don't have the right item. So let's get that from the data room. What was that? Some mysterious sound in my right ear. I will say, we haven't seen a lot of it yet, or rather heard a lot of it yet, but there is a lot of fantastic use of audio in this game, which is cool considering it's on the Game Boy Advance. And even though there's a lot of annoying sounds, there's also a lot of really incredible audio design. So this one takes a lot of hits, but fortunately once you do eventually kill it, you get a nice large heal, and it restores all your weapons. Doesn't seem like there's anything in this room. Can't go that way either. We need the power bomb. Alright, next boss time. Oh, missed those. Oh, I was so close to doing that without taking damage. I've seen no damage runs of this game. They are outstanding. Like, I was so shocked. Like, they do some incredible stuff when they play this game. So we just got both our high jump and jump ball. One thing that I really like about this game is that all the bosses, instead of like you finding your next item in the next room after you beat the boss, instead the bosses are the items. So they get to design them based on Samus's pre-existing abilities. Fritz says, have you seen the 1% run? No, I haven't. That sounds really difficult though. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. And now we cannot go back the way we came, so we gotta find another way. Quick hide. It'll never find me. See, Fritz says, apparently only non-progression items count toward the total, so they avoid all missiles and energy tanks. Wow. Except for Bob, who is an unavoidable missile tank. That's funny. Yeah, I definitely agree. This game gives you way too many energy tanks. I won't be getting all of them, but there are so many that you can get that there's really no reason to have, because once you have a certain number of energy tanks, just like, you never have to worry about dying. So you can see that all the caterpillars that were roaming around before have now formed cocoons. Alright, where to next, Adam? Alright, so we're skipping over Sector 3 and heading straight from 2 to 4. And we have another Samus reflecting on her past. Or actually, no, this one isn't on the past. She's wondering what the SAX is and what it could possibly do. Which I have to admit, she is kind of bragging here by pointing out how dangerous it is by commenting on how, oh, it's her at her strongest, but it's also poses a threat to the universe, which is basically her saying she's unstoppable, which is true. Anyway, so Sector 4 is aquatic themed. Unfortunately, right now, though, the water is electrically charged, so we cannot go in it yet. And even if we could, we don't have the gravity suit yet, so that poses a problem as well. The music in this area is really cool too. I'll let y'all listen to it. We'll actually be back here later, so I am not gonna get that yet. You can also see enemies hiding in the background, like over here. And some of them actually give you stuff, which is pretty cool. So you're supposed to hit this block, but I also found you can just do that, and you don't have to hit that block. Oh no. Now this is the enemy that we were supposed to kill, but unfortunately is already dead. I guess there's no boss this time around. Oh no! So this is Ceres, and the best way I can describe it is a speed demon. So we got the speed booster again, a returning item from Super Metroid, but this time, instead of holding down a button to do the speed booster, it automatically starts once you run for a long enough time. Which might sound confusing to some people, but the developers basically made it so you can only get that fast in the areas that you need to, because all the locations in the game are so tightly confined that whenever you need to run in a straight line, it's somewhere where you need to use the speed booster anyway. Alright, and so now we can lower the water level, which will let us explore this area underneath here without getting electrocuted. And we can't go down there yet. It is still a restricted area. Alright, so our next upgrade is in Sector 3. I'll try not to trigger that noise if I can, because it can be a little loud and a little grating on the ear every time you do the speed booster, so sorry in advance. So Sector 3 is all heat themed. There's lava areas, but there's also like desert heated areas. Hey, Chief, welcome. Chief subscribed. They've subscribed for 6 months. Welcome to the stream. Chief, we're glad to have you here. I thought I could trigger the speed boost there, but I have to start from the very beginning. There we go. And level 2 security has been cleared up. So now, since we opened up the security, all the X can get into the room now. it's super missile time. So in this game, instead of the super missiles being separate, they're actually you just get your regular missiles upgraded with the ability to do more damage. And now a path is formed down here. Something strange is moving around. And now, instead of taking multiple missiles, you can beat those guys with just one. Alright, so we can't go that way. So the only way left is the way that we came. Ah! It's a security robot. And he shoots fire. Conveniently, he gave us a way to escape. So if we clear out all the enemies, there is a little secret thing that I can do here. Hopefully I can do it right. Yes, okay, we got it. Whoop. Alright, so Adam tells us it's just a rogue security robot, and if we see it again, we can just destroy it. So we can't go into the cold area yet, because we still are susceptible to cold temperatures. So instead, we have to go to Sector 6, which is night-themed. It has a lot of nocturnal enemies there. Oh, what's this? An incoming dispatch, but we're not there to read it. Does Samus suspect anything? No, I do not think so. Good. Monitor her closely. Out. What could that be about? So mysterious. What is happening in this game? So I think Sector 6 is probably my favorite out of all of them. So the X from the Sub-Zero sector have come here, and they've changed. So now, if we absorb this X parasite, instead of restoring health, we actually take damage. So we have to get the Varia suit upgrade before we let any of those. But fortunately, we can also stun these with our beams since they're so big. Ah, there's one now. So yeah, even though they come off as being really dangerous, you don't take that much damage if you get hit by one. They're still better to avoid, though. Uh-oh, we can't move forward without the power bomb. And that was our second encounter. No problems yet. And now we can destroy the boss doors with just one missile. That X-Parasite's stealing our item. How could it possibly do such a thing? This could only be the work of something far more sinister. Oh no! And we got the Varia suit. We're now good in extreme temperatures, and we've got a color palette change. So now we can absorb the cold parasites without taking damage. So I think one of these we can go into now. This one, I believe. Yes, yeah, this is the one. You can see they all run away from you now that they know that they can't kill you. So we try to get this one, but uh-oh. It was a fake. It was pretending to be an item box. Here's the real one. So not only do the X have the ability to copy enemies, they can also copy computer programming. Which they don't dwell on that very much in this game, but when you really stop and think about it, the ability to do that would pretty much make them unstoppable in modern society, and especially in a science fiction society. I kind of wish they expanded on that concept in this game, because they don't really touch on it. So these are the locked doors that we need to open. And you can see that basically there's a giant glass cage in the background, and that we're on the opposite side of it. Or I think it's more meant to be like a refrigerator, because when you go into this door, everything's all cold. So that's the way we want to go, but we can't go that way until we disable the door. Right? Actually, wait. Can we go in there now? You go through this area several times, so I'm forgetting the exact order. Yeah, okay, we need to go this way first. Ah, yes, that's right. I'm forgetting the order of things. Here we are. Alright, now we can go download the new data. However, once we go through there, we can't turn back. So now we have ice missiles, a new item for this game. There aren't a lot of new items in this game, but this is one of them. So instead of an ice beam, we can hit enemies with our ice missile. Including this one right here. We got another fake item box. Alright, and there's a puzzle through here that I really like doing because it's so well designed. So you shoot this guy and then don't touch him, and he turns into this guy who you then hit with an ice missile so you can jump up here. Then you kill this guy and you don't touch him. Turns into that. You freeze him. I'm hoping I can get to there. There it is. Ah, I missed it. Oh no. Alright, we can do that again. Alright, that should be better. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I really like the way that puzzle is designed. Alright, so actually I believe we want to hop up here. Then we do a similar puzzle right here. We get this guy. We lure him closer, but we do not absorb him. Freeze, and we start as far as we can so that we can activate the speed booster. We have another hidden path through here, I believe. Yep. Alright. And now we can make our way back out. I wonder what that could be floating in the background. Things seem pretty calm right now. I certainly hope no emergencies happen.
Emergency in Sector 3. Emergency in Sector 3. Emergency in Sector 3.
Brodavia, you made it at a bad time. I don't know if you could tell, but there's an emergency.
Emergency in Sector 3.
Alright, we got 6 minutes.
To main boiler explosion.
Fritz says emergency and Franker Z. Yeah, the voice compression is not the best. By the way, I should mention I'm probably not going to look at the chat during this part, just because it's timed. I'm pretty sure I'll have plenty of time to do this, but just in case. So I will not see anything for a little bit.
To main boiler explosion.
Gotta wake up these guys and hit them with our new missiles. Ah, I messed that up. Okay, there we go. Or not. Maybe. There we go, finally. And what will we find in the boiler? It's a man. It's not actually a man. And we got the wide beam. In every other Metroid it's called the Spazer, but for some reason it's the wide beam in this game. Alright, we're back. Oh, so that's what that phrase is backwards. That's very interesting. I'm glad I didn't say that on stream. I'm glad you didn't trick me, Brodavia. So we had this thing here before, we couldn't get through it, but we can now. Alright, back on track we go. Alright, so there are habitable signs of life on the deck. So now we must return to the main deck and see what's going on there. I'm gonna get some water while I do it. Ah, there we go. I knew I was missing something. And it's the animals we saved from the last stream. The animals that may or may not actually be virus hosts. Depending on if you believe in the fan theory. So this is Samus explaining that she saved the animals on planet Zebes, and she found them again here for some reason. So, doesn't know why. So yeah, I guess I should explain that. Basically, there's a fan theory that the animals are actually super intelligent X-hosts that have managed to hide the fact that they're actually parasites. Which, you know, normally I'd write that theory off because I doubt that's what they intended. But considering we have Metroid Dread coming out this week, there might be a chance that that ends up being revealed in the new game. So I'm very excited to find that out. And if it turns out it's nothing, then cool. But I'm gonna guess, considering that the makers of Metroid Dread are huge Metroid fans, there's probably gonna be another save or kill the animals situation in that game. Yeah, Fritz, I totally agree. I think there will be something. I don't know how they'll do it, but I definitely am expecting some nod. Alright, so we got the power bombs, and I have to give a big disclaimer here, so everyone watching needs to listen. When you use a power bomb in this game, it makes a very loud noise at the end, a very grating on the ear kind of noise. So if you're not good at dealing with those, now is a good test. Here, turn your audio down. I'm going to play it right now. And tune your audio to expect more of those. Alright, so in this part, the SAX continues to walk back and forth and doesn't leave. So you have to sneak out. Alright, so I could go this way. There's just a missile back there. I personally don't think it's worth getting. But I am letting you all know that I am choosing to skip that missile. Same with this door here. Again, that is one of the things I think this game doesn't do well, is that it gives you way more than what you need for everything. I think Super Metroid did a good job of like keeping it at the right amount. Alright, so Adam has instructed us to return to our ship because it has important information for us. And the elevator just lost power, so we have to get through the slow way. Don't you hate it when you're riding an elevator and it runs out of power? It's Ridley. He's come back again. No, he's dead. He's not coming back. So since we just saw Ridley's remains, I do want to share a theory I have for Metroid Dread. Because, you know, you fight Ridley in pretty much every game. Not in the original Metroid 2, but in the remake of Metroid 2, you fight Ridley. So I think it counts. But since he's dead, I personally think that for Metroid Dread, you're going to have to fight Robot Ridley. I don't know if that's true. That's not a spoiler. That's just me guessing. So the main energy silo went down. And the reason why we returned to our ship is because the animals that may or may not be viruses are on the ship. I'm actually going to save one more time in the ship so we don't have to read that message again, because I might die at this next part. Oh, no, we don't want to go down here just yet. Alright, so for some reason I have a hard time with this boss, but we'll see how I do this time. This boss is named Yakuza. I don't know why, but that is its name, and it is a spider. Ah. Oh, so yeah, you basically don't want to get caught in the legs there. Yeah, I didn't know that for the longest time either, Fritz. You basically have to push left and right really quickly. Ah. Oh. Yeah, there we go. I lost a bit more health than I would have liked on that, but I'm glad that still worked out. And now I got the space jump. Alright, so the SAX is in this room, and you gotta time it perfectly. Ah, alright, I didn't do it. Alright, this should still be good though. Oh no. Alright. Fritz says, I love how the SAX is you at the end of Super Metroid. Yeah, it's so true. Except for some reason, it doesn't have the gravity suit. It's just the various suit. I don't know why. so I can't go into any of these rooms at the moment because since the power's down, the doors don't work. Yep, it has the ice beam, it has the screw attack. And I guess that's supposed to be the idea behind it, why it's so intimidating, is that you're basically fighting yourself. This may have been asked me to play Other M. I have not played Other M. I considered playing it in the lead up to Metroid Dread, but apparently it's no longer canon, so I decided I didn't really see the point in it. Because apparently it was canon, but then now it's no longer canon, so... Yeah, since I'm not really familiar with the story in that game, I can't verify that, but from what I've heard from other people, Nintendo said something about Dread that makes Other M not canon anymore. So now we have the plasma beam, one of the best beams in my opinion. And of course now the power is back, so that's nice too. Adam is confused at us restoring plasma beam functionality. Alright, there's been an explosion in Sector 5. Let's see, Fritz says they did some research and people are saying it's not canon because Sakamoto didn't list it with the mainline Metroid games. Huh. I mean, I guess that's a good point. I mean, I always thought that it was meant to be just like a spin-off. Again, I have no idea what happens in that game. But I know, because I mean, I know all the characters in it are real characters, because there's Adam Malkovich, and then potentially other characters. I know I brought up the Metroid manga before, and Adam's a character in that. And I believe that manga is still canon. But I could be wrong about that too. Also, I learned what the name Other M means, which is honestly kind of weird in my opinion. I won't spoil it in case anybody listening actually does care, but it's a very weird meaning. So I guess I skipped over what just happened in the log. Basically, there's a creature here called the Nightmare that's been destroying the station, and we have to go take it out. Alright, Fritz says canonicity is still ambiguous. Good to know. Oh, there's a hack that takes out the worst aspects. That's interesting. Alright, time for our next boss, the Nightmare. Yes, this guy is quite creepy. Especially without the mask. Alright, and with that, we have the gravity suit. And thanks, Fritz, for saying that was a good fight. I'm glad. Yeah, I remember the first few times I played this game, it took me forever to beat the Nightmare. Because I would try using missiles, and you can't really use missiles against him until that last part. But now we can finally move freely in water. Now, for some reason, we're in Sector 4 again, but a new area of Sector 4. So there are a lot of secrets in this area, but again, I don't feel like I really need to get most of them, so I will stick to the path that I usually take to finish it faster. And without being prompted by any computer, we made ourselves to level 4. So we have these enemies that blow up when you get close to them, so you have to hit them with an ice missile from far away. Nice Shine Spark, thank you. There is one thing that I've seen with this game is that apparently you can leave this area early without getting this missile upgrade by Shine Sparking, and if you do that, then the game gives you a special secret message when you get to the navigation room, and that's pretty awesome. Because it looks like it's very difficult to do, so it's cool that the game actually rewards you for doing that. Yeah, I wish more games would recognize sequence breaking. Yeah, I agree. That'd be pretty awesome. And from what I've heard, I think Metroid Dread's gonna have sequence breaking. At least the option to sequence break. I certainly hope so. Yeah, Fritz, I wish I could have avoided everything like you. I watched the second trailer, and then once I watched the second trailer, I realized they're showing way too much of this game, and so then I tried to avoid as best I could. And a couple things got out, but I mostly tried to stay completely blind, and hopefully it can stay that way. I mean, there's not much time left now, at least for me. Heard a couple spoiler bosses. Yes, I've heard similar. Because they marketed it. It was in the advertising, and it's like it's hard to avoid advertising. You play it early because digital. So I'm playing it early because I'm getting the Japanese digital version, but I'm pretty sure if you just get it digitally in the US, you still have to wait until midnight Eastern time on the 8th. So if you're not on the East Coast, then it is earlier than the 8th for you.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Hey, Dan Boy, welcome to the chat. I'm playing Super Metroid for the first time. It's fun. As someone who has very little Metroid experience, it's super frustrating. Yes, I definitely agree with that. It is very frustrating when you're playing it for the first time. But that's also, in my opinion, the best thing about Metroid is that you play it a ton to learn how to do everything, and you feel more accomplished the more times that you play it. Because they're very short games, but they're so replayable because there's so much stuff to find. So yeah, just keep at it. That's my advice. You'll eventually figure it out, and the moment you do figure it out, it'll be awesome. And we now have the wave beam. I see that Fritz and Danboy have been talking about
No entry without
finding items in Super Metroid. But yeah, good luck with finishing the game. It really is incredible.
warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry.
Alright, so we're just gonna ignore the computer's warning and go straight in.
Warning. No entry without authorization.
We are now in the restricted zone.
Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without authorization. Warning. No entry without.
And what have we found? Metroids! There are more. There was not just one left.
Fire alert. This sector will soon be locked down. 60 seconds to isolation lockdown.
We gotta get out of here in 60 seconds. Uh-oh. Alright, there we go. Got a little cool cutscene here. So the Federation was developing Metroids against Samus's knowledge. And there's also the reveal that there's more than one SAX patrolling the station. I'm gonna get a drink while this text plays. Yeah, I see you guys talking about Metroid Prime. I agree. That one can be a lot harder in terms of backtracking than the 2D games. Ridley's remains yet again. Alright, get ready here. There's going to be a lot of ear-piercing screams coming up. And we got the screw attack. So this part I always felt was probably rushed because you see these empty Metroid eggs everywhere, but you don't actually fight any Metroids. So I feel like maybe the original intention was that you would fight Metroids as you progress through this last area, but they had to scrap it due to time constraints. Alright. Our last mission is underway. Triggering the self-destruct sequence and then getting the heck out. Oh yeah, Dan, that's a really good point. Fusion is definitely a good one to start with because it's much more linear than the others. And yeah, the game tells you where to go constantly. See, how are you playing this right now? So I am using an emulator, but I am using a ROM that I uploaded with a legally obtained cartridge. Alright, here we go. Alright, so with the SAX, if you can time it just right, you can continuously do damage and it will never hit you. Yep, there we go. And now the mutated form. Hey, Connor, you made it just in time for the ending. Welcome to the stream. Also, the Boy wants the fella, which I cannot do right now because I'm timed for the end of the game. I'll put it up at the end of the stream, I promise. I mean, leave if there will be yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's not really any story spoilers. I skipped over those. I guess if you don't want to be spoiled as to what happens at the very end, then just tune out here in a second. But there are no, like, story revelations at the end, I guess. Okay, here, turn off the screen now and come back in like 5 minutes. I'm glad to hear that Schmick is not sick. I like that you called him Schmick too, by the way. Anyway, that's Metroid Fusion. Yeah, that's right. We can start the Dread hype now, Fritz. It's almost here. Here, let me check my countdown timer. Yeah, we are 13 hours away. At least I am. I know other people have to wait longer. So yeah, so I guess as like a quick setup, or actually no wait, I don't want to say any spoilers for Damn Boy, so I will not say anything. Connor says Metroid Fusion is my favorite in the series, unless Dread. Yeah, Metroid Fusion was the first Metroid game I played, and I love it so much. I do wish it was less linear, like Super Metroid. If it was less linear, then I also think it would be perfect. But as it stands, it's just a good time, just a good game. Yay! Cue the credits music. Oh yeah, and Connor, speaking of releases, your special edition that I ordered for you hasn't shipped yet, but I will let you know when it has arrived, and then we can work out when I can give it to you. Thanks for the congratulations, and yep, see you tomorrow. 11 a.m. is when I'll be doing the Metroid Dread stream. Yeah, I was worried some people might not be able to watch it, but I'm not going to wait any longer to play it. I will be uploading it after I do it, so don't worry about missing it, because you will be able to watch it. But yeah, I'm basically streaming it from the moment I'm able to start playing it, so that's why it's so early. And I totally understand if you all want to wait to play it yourself, too. 128 again, the exact same time that my Super Metroid stream yesterday was. That is crazy that I did it the exact same times twice. Alright, that is Metroid Fusion. Thanks you all so much for watching. again, tomorrow, 11 a.m., I'll be streaming Metroid Dread, my first ever playthrough. Only for an hour, though. And I'm not going over that. Once I hit an hour, I'm ending the stream. Um, and yeah, so you all have a good night. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. I will be uploading it later, or if you want to play the game yourself, I totally understand that too, but I'm still going to do it anyway. I might not look at the chat just to avoid spoilers. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, until next time,